The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the show. This one is available in your podcast app and on YouTube as well. It's down with Chris Mack and with Rob today on the Square Ball Update. We've moved the shows around this week, logistical reasons. Doesn't change the fact this is brought to you in association with Levi Solicitors. 10% discount on. Do you want to do it, actually, Chris, giving you and Michael's share?
Wills, conveyancing and lasting powers of attorney.
You can actually get 10% off the whole range of services, but those are the ones we're plugging at the minute. What's the most exciting thing about lasting powers of attorney? And you're already ahead of Michael in this, so big check mark against your name.
I just like that they're not temporary powers of attorney.
Yeah, they're just ongoing.
There's no going back.
Right. Great sales pitch. LeviSolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball for details on that. Michael is off. He's being serviced, I think, or having his car serviced or something like that this morning. So
his life serviced.
Yeah.
Didn't hear anything about a car.
Anyway, we are playing Derby County at the weekend. The football is back. They are 15th, our spiritual home. They've won one game all season away from home. That was at Coventry. Going to win, aren't we? Let's start off on a positive.
I'm glad you're confident. We actually owe them a real shellacking, don't we? Because since the playoff semi-final defeat, we drew with them at home the following season.
Yeah.
We battered them, but then they got a spawny equaliser, I'm going to say, without looking back.
Yeah, it was the 93rd minute equaliser, I'm pretty sure. Chris Martin, who could well still be playing for them.
Yeah, I mean, we have just looked at their squad and it was like looking at the Leeds Fest lineup. I don't recognise anyone on it, which was quite frightening.
Have you reached that point in your life already where you go, I don't know who these bands are?
I have, yes. It's really weird.
You're far younger than me, and that's great. I'm pleased about that. Yeah, I don't know any of these Grizzled Championship bastards. That might sound disrespectful. It probably is, but fuck it.
Yeah, I just looked up Chris Martin expecting to find the centre forward and obviously didn't.
Did you find Gwyneth's fanny candles instead?
That was a different Google search, wasn't it?
That's the private browsing. Yeah, I don't know much about Derby. So we have gone back to what we used to do many, many years ago, which was just to read out what WhoScored.com say about them. And their statistics, it turns out, are aggregated from each player's latest 2 seasons. So it's not exactly current, is it? But anyway, whatever.
They're good at set pieces. That's their thing, isn't it, this season, I believe? I saw a Yorkshire Evening Post headline that said that. And WhoScored is telling me that they're good at both attacking them and defending them. But that's fine, because we don't really do set pieces, so we'll just have to score a load of goals in open play.
Yeah, with Leeds, I always think of Barcelona. I'm not saying they're the same team. Barcelona under Pep used to do this, where they would take corners and no one would get anywhere near them, and you just think, just take a short corner. Just have nobody in the box, take a short corner, recycle possession and attack again.
George booted back to Melier start again. That'd go down really well, I think.
Yeah, I think we should do that in the first 10 minutes, just get the crowd up for it.
Proper Graham Souness. He's playing for Rangers.
My biggest fear about this is that it's the lunchtime kickoff and we don't do well in the early kickoffs. It's time to put that ghost to bed. Is that the phrase? Kill that ghost, see it off.
Put the ghost to bed.
Yeah, put that ghost to bed.
Welcome the ghost in, give it a drink.
And then put it to bed.
Yeah, this does have 1-1 written all over it, but that's only because every lunchtime home kickoff reminds me of Brentford at home in Bielsa's first season.
What happened there?
We drew 1 each.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah, we drew 1 each with Forest in Bielsa's second season, which I think was a lunchtime kickoff. Yeah, just no, don't like them.
Your recall for these things is mad. But Farke was asked about early kickoffs, wasn't he, in his presser yesterday?
Yeah.
And so I said, well, I don't like them when we've played midweek or late in the week or whatever. But basically, we have no excuse for being shit at them.
Yeah, he made the point that we train at this time of the day, so why can't we play at this time of the day? Which is fair enough. It kind of works in our favour this week, because if we're playing on Tuesday as well,
that's a good point.
I mean, does 2.5 hours of rest and recovery make a difference? I don't really know.
Well, Klopp used to bitch and moan about it, didn't he? So, whatever.
Yeah. That wouldn't be like him, though.
Not at all. Paul Warne is their manager. He had something to say about Daniel Farke this week. Didn't he? Was talking about Farke being under pressure. Is Farke under pressure, or is this a thing that's been entirely made up?
I think somebody was asking, one of the Derby journalists was asking Bourne what he thought about Farke being under pressure. But when was the last time a Leeds manager wasn't under pressure?
Yeah.
After losing a single game.
What was it that Farke said? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Not as good as Michael doing it, but
Warren was quite nice about him, though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
but he's nice about everyone, because he used to be really nice about Bielsa, didn't he?
Yeah, I think. Didn't he? Did he try and copy some of Bielsa's methods, or am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Ian Evatt.
You're thinking of everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I think like in that scenario, you just say, yeah, he's a good lad, whether you know him or not. But Farke spoke about him as if they seem to have a good relationship. I'm sure they played against each other quite a lot. Because he would have been Rotherham manager whenever Farke got promoted.
I thought you meant in Germany. And then played each other when Farke was a striker. But before his presser yesterday, you were asking about writing the daily email and saying, should we do press conference bingo? And we're like, yeah, could do maybe, because it's all Farke's pressers are pretty much the same. But then as the presser started and the first line from Farke was, well, Sam Byram is injured. It was like, okay, we really are doing presser bingo today.
Was that on the bingo card?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
The only thing that we missed out was Patrick Bamford has the cold.
Right.
I think. So.
Right. Their entire game, as this Who Scored data seems to suggest, is just built around either defending set pieces or scoring them. So I think we should try not giving away any free kicks or corners at all.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Rodon's good at defending set pieces, albeit often when we're attacking set pieces, which is a bit annoying. But as long as he's there in the box, we should be fine.
They are weak. Only two weaknesses, though. They're weak at keeping possession of the ball. I think that plays into our hands. And they are weak at defending against long shots. Not something we need to worry about. Doesn't feature. So just pass them to death, I suppose.
Willie Nando, 25 yards. He's been threatening for a while. He has a couple. Like, I always think the one he scored against Millwall on his weak foot, he just smashed it, basically.
Because he has two tricks, doesn't he? He has the cut inside and smash it towards the near post dead hard and early, or try and put your foot round it and curl. You're saying he's due a curler that's going to go around the outside.
It's just due putting one in from long range.
Ampadu, that was the good news that came out of the presser. I don't think anyone expected that so quickly, did they?
No, but he does seem to be tough as nails, so it's not really that surprising.
And Farke hates letting him rest. Clearly, even when he's still injured. It's like, no, you're going on the bench, mate. I'm sorry.
What was his injury? I have forgotten.
Knee injury?
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, I can't even remember now.
Gruev was the meniscus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they both got the knee injuries in the same week, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, I mean, Farke has been saying a couple of weeks back now that he is recovering slightly faster than expected and he might be able to be in the squad sort of middle of December. But from his presser yesterday, sounds like it might be even sooner, which is good news, but does worry me slightly. We find in midfield, you don't need to rush anyone back.
Yeah.
We've seen this happen a lot at Leeds United, and it often goes badly.
There might even be a small case of throwing him under the bench tomorrow without any intention of playing him.
Yeah, he does that, does Farke. He likes that, doesn't he? A little bit of a... Is it sort of gamesmanship? A little bit of gamesmanship, maybe. I don't know.
You don't need 9 subs anyway. You're only going to bring 5 on, and we all know who the 5 that'll come on are going to be.
And when that will happen.
Yep.
Barring an injury. I actually nearly did myself a knee injury this week. It just reminded me talking about injured knees. I tripped up over my dog while carrying my laptop and slipped on the laminate floor. And it was a choice of throw laptop down to try and protect myself or try and protect laptop and take whatever was coming my way. I opted to save the laptop and slammed into the laminate floor with both knees.
Quite right.
And skidded a little bit. It was really, really glamorous and well executed.
Are you at the age now where you describe that as having a fall? Or did you fall over?
Not far off, probably. But it really, really hurt. I felt a bit silly anyway. The dog didn't laugh anyway, so that was good. So Ampadu's back. Byram's definitely injured. Junior, there's a doubt there. Did we decide?
Is that a late fitness test, I believe, which again was part of the presser bingo. There's got to be sort of an injury doubt over someone, and that is Firpo this week, which might mean Max Verber at left back.
Yeah, because if Schmidt seems to be back but not completely fit, was that mentioned too? So there's your option.
Yeah, I mean, Schmidt's still not played fullback for us yet, which I would like to see him play fullback, given that's what he's meant to be.
You did spot the his interview where he was talking about nearly quitting football because of the amount of injuries he's had. He's only in his early 20s, so slightly worrying.
I think he's made like 3 sub-appearances and got injured twice for Leeds so far. But yeah.
Keep going. We're right behind you.
Yeah. Max Verber at left back. I do actually quite like the idea of making him be our reserve left back because he was meant to be a left back when we first signed him. So
was he, or was that just how it was billed?
Well, if that's how he was billed, we should make him do it anyway, especially as our third choice in the Championship before he joins a Bull's Piss club in January.
Was he a left back at that point because Pascal Struijk was considered a left back at that point?
Yeah, we had that phase, didn't we? Of it was chucking a centre half at left back.
Just because Jesse Marsh thinks it's true doesn't mean it is.
No, true enough. But yeah, speaking of Marsh and Salzburg, there have been links this week of Verber going back there. Did you see the particular bit of reporting? I don't know if it's just a rumour suggesting that Red Bull had been talking. So you got some Red Bull puppeteers in the middle of all this saying, right, we'll bring him back and we'll swap some players. You can have somebody else.
Well, it's strange because I think have they got a new sporting director?
Yeah.
Salzburg, because their other sporting director went to Red Bull Leipzig. Not that they're called Red Bull, but you know.
Yeah.
So then their new sporting director at Salzburg did a presser and was asked, basically, do you think Max Verber's a good player? And he lied and said, yes, I do. But
I love how much you're down on him. No matter what he does from here, you're never going to think of him.
It could be brilliant.
Like, the biggest scorned relationship
It's
ever.
going to be really annoying if he's brilliant at the weekend. But yeah, so you don't know if that was just a very easy link for someone to get an easy headline. Because in the Daily Email a couple of weeks back, I was like, oh, he's clearly going to go to a Red Bull club in January. Because it just sounds very obvious. But you don't know either if the journalist had heard that there might be some interest from Salzburg in Werber, because he has previously played for him. But then, yeah, that now has generated lots of more clickbait headlines, which I think we are just going to get every day now until he does eventually bugger off, whether that's in January or in 4 years' time when he's the best left back in the world.
He wasn't the only player mentioned in that. So there was another Austrian guy, I can't remember his name now, but he plays for Feyenoord. So it might have been a case of bringing in some homegrown talent in January. I don't know if there's registration rules in Austria, because Salzburg seem to have a lot of players from like all over the world rather than any actual Austrian footballers.
26 days until the window opens, according to my quick count up there. New Year's Day. It's not far off, is it? And then all the fun begins. At least Tanaka can't go anywhere. We know that, so there can be no rumours about that, because you can't play for 3 clubs in 1 year.
They could sign him and load him back to us.
Fuck.
I mean, that would actually help us out, wouldn't it? Yeah. It's a real PSR boost, which is what it's all about, isn't it?
Red Bull pay £100 million for him.
Yeah, but we get to keep him till the end of the season and then have a January war chest.
And then they cancel that transfer in the summer because they've changed their mind.
We could do the same with Ramazani as well, because he's already played for 2 clubs. So yeah, let's just do this. Really, really exploit these loopholes.
Like openly so.
I'm all up for it.
Yeah. Okay. No, fair enough. Yeah, we have had some early transfer talk in the press conference where Farke was suggesting we might have a quiet January, but maybe not. Because number 10 was floated as an idea with him, which I know they were still trying to get one late in the window. There was talk of him being absolutely hung up on Buendia. There's talk of him still wanting to go back in for Buendia, who, to be fair, he's completely on the margins at Villa now.
Is that because he's broken?
Quite possibly. But if you're just going to borrow something for January, February, March, 5 months.
We've already sort of got one expensive broken Premier League loanee, haven't we? But, you know, Buendia could be good.
I did that with my neighbours. I'd lent them my strimmer and they went and strimmed their garden and it came back broken. Not their problem though, was it? It was mine.
Yeah.
Their garden was still fucked though, wasn't it?
No, they finished their garden.
They finished it, right, okay.
Yeah, so we could finish our garden and get promoted and then give him back.
You're not waiting on that strimmer to work so that your garden doesn't go bankrupt in the summer though, are you?
No.
Yeah.
It's a very convoluted metaphor, this, isn't it? Stretch it out a bit further.
Cogs are turning here. Cogs are turning.
This is very Cantona. Don't like it.
I really, really would like, I mean, we don't know what the PSR position is, but I really would like us to not do that thing where we go, we've probably got enough, where they do what is necessary to get us over the line. Because if Sheffield United get their expected takeover, the new owners are going to want to come in and make some sort of statement and do something to try and see them over the line in the second half of the season. Please don't waste this opportunity, Leeds, because I feel like we've seen the alternative play out from not going up last season. We lost a lot of talented footballers. I don't want to do that again. Didn't enjoy it much.
Yeah, the risk versus reward of this, it just seems far too obvious. Like, just get us out of this league. Because if you don't, we're fucked either way. So just do it. Go sign Buendia and, I don't know, Jack Grealish or something.
At least we've got a good January track record to go off.
Just be sensible. Yeah, just go and do the sensible thing. Just see us home. Let's get out of here. Pretend it never happened. Never speak of it again.
It is the 49ers way so far, to be fair, has been pretty sensible, like the signings they have made. So yeah, like you say, just do the obvious thing.
Christmas beers, actually, after this Derby game. Early kickoff, early beers. We're going to come down here, record the match ball after the Derby game. And then we're going to record with Beren Cross as well, get the Monday show in the can, because we might not be in a fit state to do it Sunday, Monday, something like that. But well, we'll see. If you're in Leeds and you fancy a pint with us, we'll be in the Griffin from about, I think we think about 5:30, something like that. You guys might be down there earlier on because we have to stay obviously and work, really graft with Berrin. Griffin, about 5ish.
I'm overcoming some fears by returning to the Griffin. The last time I went to the Griffin was the Derby playoff game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's Derby again?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I walk past it quite a lot and it's a lovely looking pub. I'm
not just doing this for the plug's sake, but it's just being refurbished at some expense.
So I'll not walk in and just start crying and shouting about Jack Marriott then.
Right.
Okay, good.
Maybe
how many you've had.
I was going to say a couple of pints later. So that's Derby this weekend, early start, and tough game for Burnley. That's tonight, Friday. They're at home to Middlesbrough, who I just cannot figure out as a team. I can't fathom what they're trying to do. Just do something consistent.
I don't know. Maybe it helps if they're wildly inconsistent. If they sort of nick points off our rivals, but then collapse to nobodies like Blackburn, who would lose to them.
Or just injure a few Burnley players.
Yeah.
Luke Ayling, I'm looking at you.
Oh, really? Is this where he'll pull a sickie? He won't want to do it. He won't want to do this. Sheffield United going to West Brom. That won't be easy. 0-0 written all over that one.
Yeah, that's going to be grim.
Yeah.
That's on Sunday. The spread of the games this weekend hasn't really helped. It feels a little bit like, was it? I can't remember which season it was, but it's where we were always playing last. Was it promotion season or was it the one we missed out? I can't remember.
It was the one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was grim.
We were always playing last. And you see your sort of torture about the weekend started on a Friday and lasted until the Monday.
We're not at that stage yet, are we? Wait until after Christmas before you ruin your life.
And I mean, you can't pretend to not at least have a passing interest in it. I say like, I'm not going to check. I'm not that bothered, but I think, I'll just have a look, and I'll just leave it on while I do something else. Before you know it, you're watching it.
I don't know. My ignorance towards this division knows no bounds.
Is it ignorance or is it arrogance?
A bit of both, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. The National League Cup is the competition on everyone's lips after the EFL Championship. We played at Halifax in a game that was almost secret.
Behind the Iron Curtain.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about this earlier in the season, and both me and Michael were like, might fancy going there. And then I think it got to, was this Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
Tuesday.
It's a secret.
Tuesday night, yeah, we heard, we think. I think Michael saw Adam Pope tweeting the lineup, and I got a SofaScore alert, and it was like, oh, right, didn't actually know this was happening.
I got a FOTMob thing, I was like, oh, the game tonight.
And then Leeds ended up drawing 2-2. Probably 500 fans were in attendance. And the competition is so much in secret. I think people are just too embarrassed to acknowledge it. That one Leeds fan was posting on Wacko that he left at full time when it was 2-2, not realising that it goes to penalties. He just buggered off. And then I don't know what he heard from his car or whatever. But yeah, apparently the draws now go to penalties to decide who gets an extra point, which Leeds ended up winning. So we had 2/3 of a win, I think it is.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Revolutionary.
Well, I think the competition is going from strength to strength. I'm just looking at some of the attendances for the midweek games. Aldershot against Southampton's 21s, 272 people enjoyed that. Woking at home to Fulham's 21s, 222. Maidenhead against Brighton's 21s, not even being confirmed, but the attendance was there. Must have run out of...
Even that's a secret.
Yeah. Just shy of 400 for Boston United against Newcastle's 21s. We had 471. Actually, Rochdale against Man United's 21s pulled 3,500 people, which was the highest of the lot. Sutton against Spurs got just over 1,000. This is the one I care about. Wealdstone 2, Derby County's under 21s 0. 93 people, 93 hardy souls. I think when you're getting into it's like shipwreck territory, isn't it? You've got to describe them as souls on board. 93 souls on board that one.
You can't really have a football match with less of a crowd than the average wedding.
Right.
I don't think that's...
Is that the rule?
Yeah, that's not at that level.
So what happens now then after we've played Halifax? Is there another game?
It's a group stage. I don't really know what is going on. We're top of it as things stand. I think have we played more games than other teams? I don't know. It's very hard to find out anything.
Something's
about this
happening,
competition,
but we don't know what.
But we should say actually the Leeds under 21s, they've loaned out a few of their better players more recently. So they've got a load of proper children playing in this team, playing against grizzled National League bastards, including former Leeds midfielder Jack Jenkins, who was on the bench for Halifax. Once played for Leeds under Marcelo Bielsa, remarkably.
Played in the Crawley game in the FA Cup.
He did, yes. That was his one and only appearance.
Because I said he sounded like a brand of jeans.
Yeah.
Like a denim brand.
But he came off the bench quite late for Halifax, replacing another former Leeds Academy midfielder, I think Owen Bray, who never played for us, but he scored Halifax's first goal. So he's a turncoat bastard. But yeah, good. So Leeds are, considering how young they all are, playing against proper blokes. They're doing well.
And the women have gone top of the league. Yeah. We had Olivia Smart in the other week when the women were playing at Ellen Road against York. They've subsequently gone on to go top of the table with their game in hand. So I don't want to jinx it, but please stay there, get out of that division, and then they can kick on. That
would be genuinely amazing. And it is absolutely terrifying that Leeds are involved in 2 promotion battles this season.
Yeah. So Kath Smith and Amy Woodruff, the 2 top scorers for them, have 17 goals between them. They're just like I was watching the match on Sunday, and they are just a step above, basically.
So go up and be a step above.
Yeah. I mean, like, no harm to the other teams in that league, but Leeds shouldn't be at that level. And the club should be investing a little bit more money than they currently are, shall we say that politely, to get them there, I think. It wouldn't cost much.
Let's do our likes and dislikes now then and pick a hero and villain of the week from the last 7 days. Oh, it's not been much fun, has it? With losing at Blackburn. Oh.
Yeah, there's not many likes, is there? There's a few shouts for the away end, which is fair enough. 7,500 Leeds fans. Bearing in mind, it's been an absolute mess. Getting there and back was quite the achievement.
Yeah, Dan was struggling a little bit, but picked up on Ramazani coming back. Could be the promising spark that we need.
He's also our cover star for our new magazine, which is out at the weekend. Brilliant illustration from Remy Walker, which is ace of him doing a backflip.
Not just him, but 3 of him.
I think there might even be 4.
Wow.
4 stages of a backflip. So hopefully we see that soon before he injures himself doing it and we don't see him again for a while.
Ken Bates' birthday this week. Did you enjoy that?
How many candles is it?
93, I think. He's got on his cake now. So happy birthday, Ken. Hope you were thinking of us.
Not going to buy 94 for next year.
Ken Bates, villain of the week time then, from the likes and the dislikes. Who do you want to nominate? I mean, Chris Elvo does sum up quite well. Everything. Absolute shower of shit. That's very Blackburn fresh, I think, that one.
Yeah. Can we nominate the Lancashire Police?
Yeah.
Because they moved the kick-off to 1:30, and it's too confusing. Go 12:30, go 3:00, not 1:30. Then it's not on TV. Northern Rail made a complete balls of the travel. Graham Smith reported on that earlier in the week. It just seemed like an absolute disaster. There's people less able-bodied who were having to basically stand around queuing for trains that were delayed by an hour and a half. The police didn't seem to care whatsoever. So, yeah, I'd like to nominate them. I think we actually lost because of the police. There we go.
Right. The 5-0.
I don't.
He does. 5-0, it's on you. Scott White, the Kentucky Yorkshireman, suggests stolen. Got lucky with that yellow for the high tackle on Firpo. Didn't even know whose name it was. Didn't know that person's name. Grizzle Championship bastard.
He's the annoying one who won the penalty as well, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Oh. Won the penalty, should have got sent off. So yeah, he is a strong contender. I mean, these all range from like, there's no need to panic to that was an absolute disgrace. Yeah, Jack with no K nominates the useless shits for fucking up my birthday weekend. But I think it's...
Noah's nominated Tanaka.
You having that?
He's also nominated Todd Cantwell.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can get behind that.
Oh, that's a very good shout.
Yeah.
He was very, very irritating. I think it was when he scored and you could tell he was going to break into a wanky dance. And he did. And it was even wankier than I expected.
Yeah, he lives for the riling of people, I feel like. He's got one of those faces.
Yeah, like he went to Rangers and obviously wound up some Celtic fans. But I think by the time he left, the Rangers fans hated him too, which is quite remarkable to be hated on both sides of Glasgow.
And I'm reaching a bit here, but let's assume that Daniel Farker hates him as well, because they fell out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't he refuse to play or something?
Probably.
I think Buendia also refused to play at the same time. But he's our saviour.
Yeah, but he's our saviour.
He's good at football.
Yeah.
There is a few shouts for Brendan Aronson, which...
From you?
Well, I've got everything off my chest on the blog. You can go read that. I had to write about him just to stop the screaming inside my head. But yeah, he's
fine.
I think he probably is fine at this level, surrounded by good footballers. And he works hard, and that's very commendable. I think the thing that I found very confusing about him recently is that he keeps giving interviews saying how like his technical ability keeps being overlooked, and he wants to be known as a guy who scores loads of goals and creates loads of goals and dribbles past loads of players. And it's like, well, do those things then, and people will know you for those abilities.
I want to be known for dating supermodels.
Well, there you go. I mean, you can give it a go.
That's my rep.
But I think you should be known for working hard instead. And I think Brendan would help himself by admitting that is his strength. It's a good strength.
So what do you do? He works hard, doesn't lad? He works hard.
You don't want a number 10, the sort of key attacking fulcrum of the team, to be a guy who works hard but can't make a final pass to save his life.
He has made more successful tackles this season than successful dribbles, which again, I think, I was saying to you, Dan, when we were watching a game recently, he reminds me of like a scrappy defensive midfielder stuck in a wimp's body, basically.
Stick him there. Stick him in the number 4 spot.
He'd graft, it'd be fine.
That's what we were saying earlier. They're calling him the Medford Messi, but maybe he's actually Joe Linton.
Right.
Joe Linton was a striker who cost a lot of money, couldn't score to save his life, and then moved him to defensive midfield.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened, eh?
Sell Tanaka and play Brendan Aronson in
Behave
midfield.
yourself. Who's your villain of the week then? Is it? I feel like there are some very strong major candidates there in a losing week. The police haven't helped. Everything related to Blackburn hasn't helped. Cantwell, very kickable face. Dolan for all his transgressions.
I think Cantwell really annoyed me, especially when he was begging to be signed by Leeds a couple of years ago after we got promoted, when we clearly didn't want to sign him.
Yeah. Why not? Cantwell.
Yeah. All right, fine.
It's an easy target.
It is low-hanging fruit, but do you know what? That's why we're here. Right, shall we do the Gitana Baradi Hero of the Week? This is sponsored by the TukTukClub.com. Described the TukTukClub.com as the best driving holiday in the world. Chance to see Thailand that few travellers ever see. You can do it. You can be there with a 15% discount, TSB15 for a 15% discount on your booking. And say hi to Bruce as well, who runs it. We've had Leeds fans out there who've picked up on the offer and used it. And I think came back and loved it, I think it's fair to say. So who's your hero of the week candidates? Anyone? Anything? Anyone?
I mean, after talking about them, I'm considering just saying the Leeds women's team for winning 7 in a row in the league.
Yeah.
And going top of the league. Must be nice.
Must be nice. Let's have a look what else we've got then from the stuff that people have sent in. Yeah, yellow shirt is getting mentioned. Delicious pies on the way to the ground from Burkett. Yeah, it's again, we're talking about low hanging fruit. We're talking about slim pickings now.
Yeah, Tom Numbers leaving the ground. Yorkshire puddings. It sounds shit, but it isn't as bad as Wigan.
The final whistle was quite nice. That's a good one from Mal.
Kicking Tanaka's nothing. Absolute death by Champo. That's a nice description.
That is a perfect description of it, actually. Yeah, I can't think of anybody who's done anything to make my week better, really, from a Leeds perspective. Like on that side of the fence. So yeah, women can have it for me, definitely.
Sounds good. Let's get promoted twice this season.
Yeah.
And the 21s as well. Bunch of children going out on a school night to Halifax to play in front of under 500 souls.
I just don't get that. If you're a National League club, surely you would be advertising that competition and going, hey, come through the door, a couple of quid in, loads of money at the bar and the concession stand and stuff like that.
Was it a Premier League game week this week, midweek?
Yeah.
That would explain why they weren't allowed to.
Okay. I think it was broadcast though as well on some like National League TV or something. Michael was telling me. I don't know.
11 Sports.
What's the biggest wedding you've been to? Because you're talking about wedding attendances there.
I was at one last year that had over 200 at it.
Right.
How many is going to be at your wedding?
Don't know.
5, 10?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
But you, Rob, you've been to a massive wedding?
Must have been 100 or so, I guess. I don't really know.
Feels like a fairly standard wedding attendance, doesn't it?
Didn't really count them.
Right.
They didn't announce it anyway. The DJ stopped halfway through.
Everyone clapped.
Ladies and gentlemen, the attendance at today's wedding is...
You're only here to watch the Leeds.
Excellent. Right then, we decided on the Leeds women for going top of the league. And sorry for jinxing it now, probably, off the back of that. And 3 points at Ellen Road at the weekend, early kickoff. Let's hoodoo. Let's put that hoodoo to bed with the ghost.
Let's do it. Go buy our award-losing fanzine.
Yeah. It's fanzine of the year in my eyes.
Nominated, shortlisted. We've won it before. Look, if you're on the video version, you can see some of our baubles up there on the shelf.
Didn't even want to win it.
No. Right. We'll catch you next time. Look out for us on the match ball after the Derby game. We'll be speaking to Beren Cross from Leeds live as well on Mondays. West Stand, we've seen a bit.
The Square Ball Podcast.